Hey, Cardinals fans, welcome to the Redbird Rundown. I'm Matt, joined today by Andy and Jonathan, and in this episode, we'll break down a couple of fan favorites in Brendan, Donovan, and Lars Nootbaar. You can, of course, email the pod at redbirdrundownpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter at Redbird Rundown 2 and Blue Sky at Redbird Rundown, and find us on Facebook at the Redbird Rundown Podcast. Please take just a moment to follow, rate, and review the pod on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. We appreciate your support and want to grow the show so more Cards fans can join the conversation, and that is the best way to help us out. But before we get into the, I don't know, do we call this a Donnie versus Noot, a Donnie and Noot? Either way, it's a deep dive. Before we get into this, we need to talk about the Southern Illinois snowpocalypse that Andy and I are living through, and Jonathan maybe just got a hint of in a photo or two that he sent last night to the family group chat.
Maybe snow.
It was like a whew.
Yeah,
what happened.
A little dusting. Well, so we got some snow, then we got some ice, then we got some frigid temperatures, then we got some more snow. So it's just like an ice sandwich. In fact, I was out on I ventured out on the front porch the other day to grill some steaks, and believe it or not, guys, there were two Cardinals sitting on my front porch.
Yeah.
Wow,
Lots of Cardinals out on my house as well. Were you out of school all week?
Oh yeah, totally out of school, absolutely 100%.
Yeah, no, we went.
the whole week.
Yeah, they went there. Most of the schools around here were out the whole week. But
I haven't been to school work since the middle of December.
Yeah. When we went to church on Wednesday,
That's crazy.
The teachers were like, "Yeah, I've just swapped PJs. Like I just go from PJ to PJ to PJ."
Hey, where I'm from, those are work clothes.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
So these Cardinals are on my front porch. Listen, in one of them, so I walk outside, and my truck can just flutter away. One of them, I swear to you, just looks me straight in the eyeball and doesn't move. And I was like,
it was like a manifestation. I was like,
Nolan, is that you? You won't get traded? Like, come on, man, fly off. No, that wasn't actually true, but there were Cardinals on my front porch. But maybe there's an Arenado bird. I don't
if you popped on this call and the end of that story was like you showed it to us, like he's here now.
Yeah.
Hey, I got Nolan right
He's
here,
our pet.
I need to unburden myself on something that annoys me about snow things.
Oh, yes, please.
So there's people who do a wonderful job that volunteer. They're just being good Samaritans. They take the tractors out with their plows, right? I think it's their time of to shine. Like got all this equipment and
definitely
stolen valor.
Yeah. And so there's people that come out and plow the country roads that I'm on, and it's lovely. And I'm out there shoveling my driveway that's paved and thankfully not gravel. And I just need to say that be careful if you have, every year a guy with a tractor comes, or a different person, it's not the same person, and they'll come and run off my driveway and rip up my yard, or
yeah,
my water meter is nearby my driveway. I'm terrified they're gonna hit that, or my culvert, where the water runs underneath my driveway, they've crushed that a little bit over time. It's I appreciate the fact, but I know I look like I'm out here struggling with a snow shovel, but I got this, guys. Can we just do the road in front of me, and I got the rest, guys. So I don't know how. So last night, as the snow's coming down, I re-cleared it, and I just put my trash can at the end of the driveway.
I was going to say, you're going to have to show
a warning.
I was like, I'm good, guys. Don't come down here. I don't need any help.
Wow.
I don't know.
My bigger question is, why did you shovel your driveway? I haven't touched my driveway. I haven't done anything to it. I just drove a few. I've only left my house 4 or 5 times in the past month.
That's a good workout. That's a good shoulders and back are pretty sore after that. I got there.
All right. That's fair.
I'm definitely in the camp of never leave game. I just look outside and I'm like, I wonder what it's like out there.
Yeah. Well, it gives me something to do while the kids want to go out and play, and I play with them for a little bit, and then I'm like, okay, I'm good. So then I just go and shovel.
My kids have been sick, so there's been no playing. I mean, it has just been straight TV, video games, etc. By the way, family recommendation for people snowed in out there: Superman and Lois on HBO. Quite good. And we've been watching it together as a family. So it's a family watch, and it's good. I love some Superman action. I'm hoping that new movie's good. But Superman and Lois on HBO Max, it's good.
Wow.
All right.
Speaking of Superman and Lois, you want to talk about Noot and Donnie?
Which one's which?
I honestly,
Superman's
I
Brendan
don't know.
Donovan, 100%.
Okay, all right, I'm fine with that. Newt, you're lowest. There's nothing wrong with that. She's
That's
really
fine.
important.
Newt, like he's all smiles, right?
Yeah.
Newt is just he's loves it. He just loves to be there.
He does.
He's happy to be a Cardinal. He's happy to, he's just happy to be there.
Wow,
Yes.
I think we just got some
Anyway.
spoilers for the end of this podcast about who Andy's going to take in the future.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I
yeah.
got notes on both.
All right, okay. So how I thought we would do this was, at least I broke these guys out into 4 separate categories. I have their offensive numbers, their defensive numbers, a couple of like quick thoughts I have on them, just whether it's backed up by stats or just like personal opinions. And then I also have a player comp for both of them.
Oh, okay.
So what I thought we would do is just let's take it by category here. You guys don't have to follow that exact thing, but let's just talk about the offensive numbers. We'll start with Donovan first, and then we'll get to Newt, just so there's a little bit of structure. So I'll start it off here with Donnie. He was drafted in 2018 in the 7th round, so that's 213th overall. And if you remember a couple of podcasts ago, we did say that typically when we draft, we have to get really, really lucky in these later rounds. And both of these guys today are, I mean, just 1 and 1A examples of how well we've done, as these are major league contributors, and we got them in these later rounds. So I'll start off just with his slashes, and then Matt, I'll kick it over to you just to give you the opportunity to talk about his offensive thing. So his career slashes, he's been in the league 3 years now. It's 280 is average, on base is 364, and his slugging is 407. All of that is extremely solid. So Matt, I'll kick it over to you. I have more things, but I want to give you guys an opportunity to talk about your thoughts too.
Yeah. So the thing with Donnie's offense is the slugging is never going to be the peak of his game. He did hit some more home runs last year, so his home run totals, rookie in 22 were 5. 2023 hit 11 home runs. Last year he hit 14 home runs, and it was like just like one of those things where you expect Donnie to grind at bats, get on base, be pesky on the base paths, as we discussed with Scott, just have that glorious helmet and let the locks flow, all of that. But he's never going to hit 30 or 35 home runs. But last year he was like kind of running into sometimes. I was like, wow, Donnie, this is sort of unlocking a new kind of potential for you. What I like to see about him is with the increase in the power is his batting average and on base really haven't gone down that much. Now his on base as a rookie was 394, so close to 400, which is crazy good. So Donnie's pretty high on base, pretty high average, not great power as far as his offensive profile is concerned. I took a look at some trends from 2022 to 2024 for keeping it with the offense. What I noticed with Donnie is he is walking less, and he is also striking out less as time goes on. So he's just putting the ball in play more, and maybe not quite being as patient as he was when he was in his rookie year. And maybe that speaks to the uptick in the home runs that we've seen and things like that. He is hitting the ball more in the air from 2022 to 2024. So basically, like the guy is kind of a modern baseball player. He's modernizing his approach as he goes. He strikes out like at an average rate, and he walks at a higher than average rate. Or excuse me, Johnny strikes out at a very low rate. Compared with the rest of low strikeout rate, probably average walk rate. So I don't know what to make of this guy's profile. Andy, let me kick it over to you. Those are just some kind of the raw stats. What are you thinking?
He gets hurt in 2023, right? Brendan does. He tears that UCL in his elbow.
Yeah.
So, I was just kind of reading up on him and his discipline, and I have to say that probably is going to affect some things. Obviously, throwing. We're not talking about defense right now. I understand, but you got to imagine it's going to affect you at the plate.
Do you think that's a long-term thing, or do you think like maybe 2024 was
that's what I mean.
Recovering?
That's what I mean. So I mean, if Lars and Brendan are like deadlocked at several of these metrics, like Lars hits with more pop for sure. But like in terms of like slugging percentage last year, they literally are both at 417.
Yeah, very close.
They're literally identical. Brendan Donovan struck out twice more than Lars Nootbaar, but both were pretty low. So both these guys, I mean, it's like the same person offensively almost, other than the fact that Lars hits for a little bit more pop. And, side note, going through some of these metrics offensively on the Cardinals last year, it's just really that Nolan Cardinal over there that you had there.
Yeah.
He was bottom 10% in exit velocity this last year up there. So
Yeah. If
just
you're scared,
a little sidebar. I know we're not talking about him, but you just got to look at it whenever you're like, oh, that's our superstar. And there he is in the bottom top 10%.
No, there's a reason I was trying to get that bird to fly off to Boston.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So
whatever we got to do.
Anybody.
I think what's more impressive, honestly, is like you said, Matt. So Brendan only had 2 more strikeouts in the entire year, but he faced almost 800 more pitches than Lars did.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a significant difference in the amount of pitches that you're seeing and only 2 more strikeouts. That's I'd say Brendan is much more disciplined at the plate. In terms of like getting bat on ball rather.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I don't know what I was talking about earlier with him being an average strikeout rate. I was looking at his baseball savant stuff, which is if you have never used that before, that's pretty awesome stuff. It breaks categories down, into various metrics, and then gives you the old like red bar for hot, blue bar for cold kind of situation. And Donnie's strikeout rate is in the 97th percentile of all major leaguers. So the guy's not striking out much. So not huge power, high on base, and low strikeouts it's not a superstar. He's never going to be an offensive superstar, but it's like a kind of like a high floor, low ceiling, like solid contributor all the time. His profile's not really going to change. Like this guy's going to produce at a pretty good level, probably for a long time.
Yeah.
Jonathan, I cut you off.
No, that's okay. I was going to say the things I saw on the Savant page that really they stood out to me. Obviously, the deep red that he has in a lot of his offensive categories is he's in the 98th percentile for square up rate. And you think, what does that even mean?
He's dropping the gloves in hockey and he's squaring up. That's what he's doing.
Ripping the jersey off.
That would be hilarious. Yeah, so he's just never missing it when he hits it, right? Yeah. He's never missing his. And the other thing, those two stats that kind of pair well together. It's whiff rate and square up rate. He is not swinging and missing, and he's squaring everything up perfectly. Really.
So as in square up is specifically
ball
how much of bat is. So it's a good hit. It's that solid.
He's hitting something.
It doesn't hurt your hands whenever you hit it. He's hitting it right.
And the other very interesting stat I saw, we talked about his power a little bit, and it's kind of sneaky good. It can be, right? He's hit a couple of dingers. 2 things about it. One, he hit a home run whenever the Cardinals played the Giants in that the Negro League game this year.
Mm-hmm.
He hit it out to right field, and the camera pans to the right, and you never saw it land. Now, I don't know if
that was
that's
a monster.
Just because the field was smaller, but like that was an absolute moonshot. I was shocked to see that come off his bat. Number 2, if he played anywhere else but Busch Stadium, he would have had more home runs this year.
Well, that's true.
So, and what's really interesting is if you look at Houston, which is they have the short porches and left field. So if you were a right-handed batter, you're pulling the ball like our friend Nolan, who nixed that trade, buddy, you probably could have hit like 38 home runs there, right?
Yeah.
But what's interesting is Donovan's profile, his batted ball profile, predicts that he would have hit 24 home runs in Houston as a left-handed batter. So his opposite field power, I know that Houston has that short. Yeah. That was if you look at the stadiums, that is the highest that he would have hit, which I thought was fascinating that his pull, it wasn't from the pull side, it was the opposite field. So overall, his offense.
That is something that's important to think about when we're talking about any Cardinal is that Busch Stadium has offensive suppression. Like it's a pitcher's park. Yes. In fact, if you're going by the metrics, it's one of the most extreme pitchers park in all of Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
So that's great for like maybe Tinkins, Quinn Matthews, guys we talk about down the line. But like when you get to Donnie and Noot, who do not have like supreme power, you're right. His 14 home runs or maybe 20, 25 home runs with another organization. And then you're looking at like kind of a different player.
Absolutely, you are. Any final thoughts on the offensive side? I mean, it's glowing. I think that's my personal opinion.
We got some talent there, and hopefully they continue that upswing. Right? They don't make a regression. We don't need any more regressions.
Yeah,
I think team. Donnie not a superstar, but
I would agree with that.
Yeah. He's a solid player. And if anybody listening out here, like Jordan Walker or Nolan Gorman, or please just talk to Donovan and just adopt what he does.
Yeah.
Because this guy never strikes out and he hits everything. Okay, exactly. Defensive side of the ball. This is where he.
Are we going to Noot's offense?
No. I was just going to go to. We can go to Noot's offense.
Yeah, let's go to Noot's offense.
Okay, all right.
Let's go to offense, defense. Yeah, let's go down the line.
That's good. All right, so Noot, just quick primer on him. He was drafted in the same draft, 1 round later, 30 picks later. Isn't that crazy? So 8th round, 243 overall. So his career slashes 246 average, 348 on base, and 425 slugging. And just a quick little comparison. Noot has a higher on base and a higher slugging, but Donovan has a higher average. So, okay, I'll kick it over to you, Matt. Again, same order here. What did you think about his offensive stats? This is Noot we're talking about now.
Okay. Now, to me, I don't know if there's an offensive superstar, but there is a level of offensive star in Noot that Donnie does not have.
Yes,
I agree.
Now his home run totals have been like shockingly 14 to 22, 14 to 23, 12 and 24. So that's been shockingly, consistent as far as that goes. The big thing with Noot is the injuries.
Yeah.
What I was noticing on his Savant page is Noot's like batting average, slugging, exit velocity are all in the extreme red. Like this guy hits the ball
top 10%. Yep.
Hard in a way that Donovan does not hit the ball.
Right.
But what's real interesting is when you get to his like offensive runs value, his slider bar. So red is hot, blue is cold, and gray is like in the middle. His offensive slider bar is in the middle. So what that tells me is Noot is just not going to cover off the ball and hitting into some bad luck. And so maybe some of that is Busch Stadium and some of those balls that would be getting out are not getting out. Maybe he's just hitting screamers right at outfielders. But we have not seen the peak of Noot in a way that I do kind of think we've seen the final evolution of Donnie. So like maybe Noot is still in his Charmeleon form and Donnie has evolved into Charizard at the end of it already. So Noot is like league average strikeouts, very high walk rate, very high take rate, very patient approach. I think that there's a star, like a legitimate star in Noot offensively. What do you guys think?
Yeah, Andy, to you, what do you think about it?
Yeah, like maybe not like a Hall of Famer, but like a solid
player.
You can.
I think more than solid. I think more than Donnie on offense.
So if we're gonna give the grading system, Brendan Donovan is a B+ high, right? That's his ceiling.
He's probably on offense. Yeah,
B+. Yeah,
Lars is an A-, and a B+, A-, somewhere in there, an A.
I think it depends if he unlocks his power, like true power. Like he hits the ball so hard. I mean, could he hit 30 home runs a year? If he did that, I mean,
I think he can
in a rarefied air.
Batted ball, his ball profile, like the way he's hitting it hard. His issue is, and I was surprised to see this. He's got a climbing ground ball rate. So some of this, he's like smashing the ball, but he's hitting. He's like suffering from the Jordan Walker problem.
Yeah,
a little bit. He's hitting the ball hard, but he's hitting it on the ground. So, and I'm sure he's aware of that because he's gone to drive line. He's increased the velocity of his swing. Like he's done some of these advanced things that hitters do to go and improve themselves. Yep. So I'm sure he's aware of the ground ball thing, and I'm sure he'll try to get the ball in the air more. But like if the guy raises his line drive rate or his fly ball rate, like I think 30 home runs is like a done deal for Noot, honestly.
Yeah, well, he's got to stay healthy. He's got to see more than
question.
He's got to see more than just 2/3 of the pitches that the rest of the people who are in there almost for 161 games, 162 games are doing.
The only thing I had to add on Noot was his strikeout rate is like surprisingly mid. Like it's not that good. And there's a reason for that. If you've watched any of his at-bats, it's a double-edged sword, I think, to kind of go up there with a walk-first mentality. Because you look wonderful half the time, and the other half the time you look kind of dumb. Or maybe not half, because part of this is these umps, they hose him sometimes. There are many times I have seen him strike out, and there's not a chance it's a strike, right? So that lowers his or it increases his K rate, and it just makes him look worse. But he's one of the most disciplined hitters I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
Or Donnie is going to he's just going to choke up on the bat later on in the count and be one of those guys where he fouls off 300 pitches.
Yes.
Where Noot is going to know, as it leaves your hand, if it's going to be a ball or a strike. He's got a career as an ump after if he wants to.
Well, I kind of wondered if they ever brought that challenge system that they've got in the minors.
Oh,
It would be like the king of turning strikes into balls. And that honestly would raise his batting average, raise his on base. I don't know, guys. I think Noot is his ceiling's perennial all-star in terms of his offense, his patience, how hard he hits the ball. This guy he's a legit star. I really think that.
I think he could healthy. Be. It's just the health. It is just the health. Because I agree with you about the called balls and strikes. I think he would turn around a good percentage of those Ks if he could challenge it.
Yeah.
It's just staying healthy. He didn't qualify for some of these advanced metrics because he didn't have enough at bats.
Right.
That's just gonna kill him. So
what do we make of his injuries? Because to me, they've been he slides headfirst into third base and has a thumb issue. It doesn't seem to me that they're like recurring things. It just seems like to me he bangs off the wall in the outfield and he's shook up for a while.
Yeah. He kind of has a little Tyler O'Neill-ish in him. You know how
don't
would go out there? I know I'm sorry. I regret that. I redact that from the record. No, I think he just needs to play with less reckless abandon. Like just your injuries are few and far between. Like they're kind of random. You've had one every year though. Just stop, dude. Like if it's some kind of close play in the outfield, just let it drop. Like you're more valuable on the team than making some crazy catch or trying to, right? And not.
Well, I'm not sure we shouldn't be getting Noot some DH appearances then.
I agree with that.
I realize we got to spread that around a little bit, but like you said, like that, I don't know, guys. I really think Lars Nootbaar is like a second or third place in your batting order hitter. That's the quality of hitter he is if we can keep him on the field.
I really hope. Ollie, I really heard it from his lips to your ears, Ollie. Give him the DH.
DH. That's right. Okay. Offense, I think we're pretty good on Noot and Donnie. Let's go to defense for Donnie. I think this is where he's gonna shine a little bit more. So I'll give you this one stat and then I'll kick it over to you here, Matt. So in 2024, our buddy Donnie played left field, right field, second base, third base, and he DH'd a little bit. Now that's not a defensive thing, but just another position he played. Now earlier in his career in 2022 and 2023, he has played shortstop and first base, meaning the only positions he has not played are center field, straight up the middle, pitcher, and catcher. So very versatile is what I'm trying to say. He's played just about everywhere. Very utility type guy. Matt, what are your thoughts on his defense?
Well, like you said, this is where if you take a guy, let's just kick it back to the offense real quick. If you go with his weighted runs created plus 127, 118, 115, those are solidly above average. Again, not star, but solidly above average. If you can take that guy and then you can plug him into basically any position on the field besides right up the middle, and he's going to be an above average defender. You've taken a guy that's like solid, and now you've made him into a good player. Like definitely above average. Again, not a superstar, but like could Donovan make an all-star team or two? I could see him making one or two in his career as far as that goes. So the funny thing is with defense is this, to me, it is much more difficult. And we've got a defensive metrics episode coming up, but this is much more difficult for you to do the whole metrics kind of in the debate sort of thing. And you got to like trust your eye here to some, although there are some defensive stats. So I looked for Donnie. He appears to me to be above average defender at second base, third base, and left field. And he is solidly below average at shortstop, although he has not played that many innings at shortstop. So again, if you can take a above average hitting Swiss Army knife, gold glove winning utility player, like Brendan Donovan is incredibly valuable for the Cardinals, and they should definitely keep him for as long as they can.
Yeah. So we got the first time, I think ever, that a utility player has won a Golden Glove in 2022.
Yes.
Ever.
And
that's never been done.
As a rookie year. And that was the first year of that award period.
Yep.
Yeah. Never ever been done. So yeah, we do have a deep dive. Don't want to spoil everything, but Brendan Donovan is indeed a superior defender at some of the places that he plays. Like Matt said, it's not like he's superior everywhere. I just real quick want to hit intangibles on him. I know that's maybe a little bit different than but I was just really struck by what people say about you. It's one thing to think in your head how you are, and what you represent, but it's everything else. It's truly what other people think of you, because that's how you're interacting in the world, right? So Brendan is constantly being. Ollie has high respect for Brendan's discipline, and he attributes that to Brendan grew up in a military home. His dad was in the U.S. Army, so he moved around all over the place, was born in Germany, that kind of situation.
Great-great-grandpa is definitely a Confederate general too. Yeah. Like, no question about it.
But Ollie is really high praise for the amount of discipline that Brendan brings to the clubhouse and to those around him. And I think that speaks volumes about who you are, is that these people are professional, right? Like the people who are saying this about them, like they're professional baseball players. They're good anyway, but to have someone cite your discipline when you're already at the level. Like, it's one thing if like, oh, this high school kid's disciplined, where you're comparing them against high school players. These are professional athletes.
Yeah.
You're getting lauded that you're disciplined. That means that you're that much, like, he's probably a little insane, honestly, is what, what people are saying about him. And I just appreciate the fact that Brendan is being looked at for a leadership position to help cultivate that into the organization, that discipline that you need, and to from defense to just anything that's thrown at him, that how he came back from his injuries. I think that those things make Brendan a very valuable asset to the Cardinals this year.
Yeah. Well, Matt, do you have any quick hits on him, on Donnie?
Well, I mean, if you're talking leadership stuff, you know how sometimes a manager will get he'll just get like a bugaboo about a guy, and it's just his guy, and he's going to play him, and he's always going to play him. And it seems like lately with Cardinals managers, it's been annoying because the guy, everybody's like, no, can we please stop playing him?
It's too late.
What I mean? Right. So if Donovan is going to become Ollie's guy, I could not sign on to that more. Yes, put him in the lineup every single day, like a good contributor. Love this, love Donnie. And listen, I think this is another reason why we need that Arenado bird to fly off to Boston, because I think it's time to turn over this clubhouse leadership to someone like Donnie.
Yeah.
Because like with Arenado and Goldie, we brought in Matt Carpenter. We brought in veterans specifically because they're not clubhouse leaders. I love what Andy's bringing here as far as this is concerned, because if Donnie's going to be a team leader, he's got the play to back it up. Yeah, let's turn this team over to Donnie. I agree wholeheartedly.
And the only other thing I could help to amplify that, Andy, because I was going to say that, is there was an interview in the season where he talked about becoming more vocal. He wants to be more vocal. He wants to do it. And that's exactly what you want to hear. It kind of reminds me of like in the interview process, this is a super random thing, but like for casting
Captain America, for this. I can't wait.
For casting Captain America, they went through like a ton of different auditions. And Chris Evans did his, and he didn't want to do it. Right. He didn't want the thing. And they're like, well, that means like you are Captain America. Like you embody it. You didn't want it, like that kind of thing. He kind of reminds me of that a little bit, because he's not like necessarily seeking that, but it's just like falling upon him because he is qualified.
He's Harry Potter. He's Jon Snow.
Yeah.
He's all
well,
that's
the best
characters.
Leaders. The best leaders are the leaders who don't want to be in that position.
Right. But then they just are because of their talent. So I agree. Donnie's getting a good check from us. The last thing I wanted to hit on the kind of random things is I think he's the sole reason why we traded Tommy Edman. Like I know Wynn coming up and being formidable, obviously at shortstop locked that up, but you don't really need two utility guys. Donnie's younger.
Right.
His trends are probably, they're going to trend up where Tommy's are going to trend down. And I mean, I'm really happy for Tommy what happened to him.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
a reason that he's part of the reason why that happened. But
in one sentence, wouldn't you just say like Donnie better offense, Edman better defense?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. I agree. Okay, let's get to Noot's defensive stats and then a couple of quick hits on him. So in his career, he's just played all of the positions in the outfield: left field, center field, right field. So his best position statistically is right field, but it's really not by much. It's very marginal. He's been an average defender to an okay defender. So Matt, I'll turn it over to you for defensive stuff for Noot.
Well, I was thinking above average in the corners and average at best in center.
Yeah.
But again, I think we should keep him as far away from center field as we possibly can, because you have more plays out there. You've got more ground to cover. And we need Noot's bat more than we need his defense. And so if we can stick him in left field or right field and just let him kind of hunt out there and be above average and be good, but not, the injury risk is the issue with him. So I think stick him in the corners, keep him away from center field. But yeah, he's a good defensive corner outfielder, and that's important. I think that's good. That plays.
Yeah, he's not a risk, right? Like there's people who are good offensively, like Lars, if he stays healthy, hopefully proves that he is. And then they're a complete liability on the defensive end.
Jordan Walker.
Right. So he is, if he's not going to win a Gold Glove, he's not going to get out, like he's league average at worst.
Yeah.
So, and hopefully that stays. So I think that's exactly what you need. So Brendan is a bit better defensively, more disciplined, less offensive pop, like wow at the plate. But whereas Lars has more of that offensive pop and is not going to hurt the Cardinals a bunch. in the corners. Like he's not going to help them win a Gold Glove in the corners of the outfield, but he's going to, be quote unquote that league
solid
average
contributor. Yeah.
I think my perfect world for the outfield, just like in general, but for the Cardinals, is if Noot can transition to like a DH, you would find a way to put both Siani and Scott out there at times. And just like the only liability is Walker, and you just put Walker like on the line, and you just
tell
play
him to
two
sit
outfielders.
down.
outfield
sit
shift.
And let Siani and Scott just roam around out there. I like that because then you shield some of the offensive woes of those two guys. When Noot is just raking and he can do it every single day, you let Scott and Siani just put their body on the line and let Noot come up with the big stick. That's in my eye the perfect world. But anybody have any other thoughts on Noot in general? Like we've talked about his injury history. That's what really sucks with him. He's going to get into what if territory if he keeps getting hurt.
Right. Yeah. He is. I did just real quick hit. Noot's a good base runner. Not very fast. Neither is Donnie, but they both, at least as far as Baseball Savant is concerned, look like to me most of the years of their career they came in at above average on the bases. So I don't know if that's like a game breaking thing. It's not like Victor Scott II is going to steal, it's going to steal 100 bases. But I think that's good. I think we've got two players here that are like more than solid contributors, and I think Noot has that all-star upside. So I think we're in a good spot with both these guys. I like both these guys a lot.
Yeah. The only thing I got to add is, did you guys happen to watch him at all during the World Baseball Classic whenever he was in with Japan?
Yes.
And
this is the intangible stuff on Noot. He's got that wattage, the star power there too.
Yeah, he just, like there's just people that they're having a good time.
Yeah,
and it's obvious.
Yeah.
Whether that's their personality or just how they're slanted in life, but Noot is 100% one of those people that like he brings the joy to the game, and that is important for a baseball fan. Just watching someone, he's smiling, he's appreciative of where he is. He is I'll quote him. I couldn't imagine being anything better, and he was speaking about playing in St. Louis. He said that they're the best fans in the league for a historic franchise. And so he's appreciative of where he is. He just is bringing the joy. There's a smile on his face. He's a fun guy to be around. You can just kind of tell he's one of those guys. We definitely need that to, whereas Donnie's discipline, above average discipline is going to rub off. We need someone to bring just the absolute love and joy of
the baseball season is long.
Yes.
And if you can have some fun with Noot, I think that's great too. I think that's also a good mix for the
we can't forget he had the leader of Japan pepper grinding.
That's right. That's right.
And Buddy was up there doing it because he saw Noot doing it. So, okay, no, that's good. I have two more things for you guys for both Donovan and Noot. I'll start with Donnie. I have a player comp for you, and I'm curious what you guys think about it. So for Donovan, I did a little bit of research, and the player that matches his profile the best is Ben Zobrist that I found. So here's why. Ben Zobrist was a star prospect for the Rays for a while earlier in his career. And many of you will probably remember him on that World Series Cubs team. He was a pretty good contributor, right, for that team. But if you look at Zobrist's career, he doesn't really start to take off until his fourth year. So their all of their statistics are almost identical their first 3 years. And then the fourth year, which this is Donnie's fourth year, they start to take off. He posted multiple like 5 and 6 WAR seasons. I don't know if Donnie will do that, but his highest WAR season so far was 3.2 this last year. So he has trended upwards in that statistic. So if Donnie, I think he could be better than Zobrist, but Zobrist had a couple of monster seasons. So if he was that, I got no problem with that.
Oh, that's fantastic. In fact, that was I almost said that name earlier because you've got this Swiss Army knife, can play any position and above average offensively. That is Ben Zobrist. Like that would be a wonderful career outcome for the Cardinals. Wonderful.
Yeah. And Donnie, he's going to have such a long career too.
I think so.
If he can just stay healthy, there's a team that will always want to have him.
Yeah.
Okay. Noot, here's my player comp for this. There's two. I struggled with this one because one of them was Bobby Abreu, and it's really hard to compare a guy to a potential Hall of Famer, but their offensive metrics really do align quite a bit. They're high on base. if he gets his home runs up, right? If he gets his power up, they're going to be aligned with that. But the person who I think he's probably going to be is more like Jason Worth. And you're probably thinking, why and who? Okay, Jason Worth played for a ton of teams, but is probably most remembered for the Nationals in the 2010s to right in that 2010 range, late 2000s. He is a super high on base guy. He has a bit of power. He played all the positions in the outfield, and he walks a ton. So Jason Worth, his best years were mid fives, low six WARs. The only reason I strayed away from the Abreu part is that I don't know that Noot's going to stay healthy enough to do it. And Jason Worth was a staple, solid player for the Nationals for many years. I think he was on the team when they won the World Series in 2019. So what do you guys think about Jason Worth? Or that comparison, I should say.
Yeah, no, I think that would also be a wonderful career outcome. The overwhelming memory I have of Jason Worth is just hair everywhere. Beard, long hair, like just.
Did he play for the Phillies?
Yeah.
He did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
I hope Lars keeps it a little more in control in the hair department. But yeah, no, I think that is Lars. And here's what I'm saying about Noot. I don't think Bobby Abreu is an insane comp. No,
like that's the ceiling.
He's not going to be in the Hall of Fame, but that's what I'm talking about. Like he is sneaky good, not going to hit 55 home runs and lead the league in anything, but like good at every single statistic offensively. Like that's new. It's in there. You can see it sometimes. Really,
it is. And I kind of just struggled doing that because I'm like, how am I going to compare him to a Hall of Famer? That's really high, bar set for him. But yeah, I agree with you. I was surprised at how close their statistical, just their numbers mirrored each other. And for those listening, it's a pretty fun exercise to look at historical players and see how they trended through their career versus players that we follow now. But okay, to wrap this section up, I'm going to start with you, Andy. Going forward, who would you rather have, Noot or Donnie?
Donnie, the hair. I just need the hair in my life.
That's it.
That's literally it. I respect the discipline. I respect that. The militaristic kind of outlook on life. I think I probably line and more in line in that in my life than any other. I do like to have fun, but I definitely have that resonates with me. And I think that in terms of the female fans and male, no judgment, that Brendan is the better looking of the two. So we're just gonna go with Brendan Donovan.
So real quick before I get to you, Matt, it's so funny how it's kind of oxymoronic to say that he's of military discipline and has super long hair and a beard.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
He's more of a special forces kind of guy.
Oh, yeah. He's rolling in, rolling out whenever he wants. Okay, Donnie. I don't think you're going to go wrong. All right, Matt, what about you? Who would you rather have?
This is really hard for me because these are two of my favorite Cardinals. But I'm going to ride Noot's potential. I know Donnie's got the hair, but Noot got that Riz, boy. And I'm going to ride that and his offensive potential and that star upside. I'm going to ride that. How about you?
I think my knee-jerk reaction, just with the information we have now, is Donnie only for the injury history. That's it. I think that I have 2 points here. My knee-jerk is Donnie. The more complex answer, I think, is Noot. Okay. All right. So Andy and I are taking Donnie, and Matt's taking Noot. I love it. All right, so we're gonna real quick. I'm gonna give you guys a 20-second walk-off wisdom here. Okay.
All right.
So my 20-second wisdom or walk-off wisdom is my first apartment. I had a gas stove. This is a really practical one, and I turned it on and I didn't know how to light it. Okay, so I was like, oh, let me go down to my car and let me get some more stuff while the burner is still on, like while the gas is still on.
Oh boy.
Yeah, came back upstairs and it lit. And there was a fireball, I'm not kidding, 15 feet wide in this apartment.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I guess I know how to light this thing now. So here's your wisdom. Don't do that.
Yeah.
It's very practical. Don't do that.
Gas grill, same thing. Don't do that either.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's good. So thanks for tuning into the Redbird Rundown today, guys. Hope you enjoyed that discussion on Donnie and Noot. Of course, this is our go-to spot for all things St. Louis Cardinals. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review the show to help us grow the Redbird Rundown community. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Redbird Rundown 2, on Blue Sky at Redbird Rundown, and find us on Facebook at Redbird Rundown Podcast. For all the latest news, behind-the-scenes snow content, as that's been a theme lately. But until next time, keep your rally caps on, and let's go Cards.